Prepare to be bedazzled because today I'm going to video. So did commence. Prepare to be bedazzled because today I'm going to video. Prepare to be bedazzled because today not enough video slated to commence. Today I'll be reacting to a video without further ado, without further delay, without further procrastination. Let's allow the frivolities, antics, and trivialities to commence. Prepare to be bedazzled because today another video is slated to commence. Today I'll be reacting to a video without further ado, without further delay, without further procrastination. Let's allow the frivolities, antics, trivialities to commence.
They can continue to get away with it.
Have you ever noticed how everything fun got so goddamn expensive? Like the second a consumer starts to enjoy something, it feels like someone somewhere in a boardroom is trying to sell it back to us for 3 times the price. Video games, cards, sneakers, even books and coloring have had this problem. Everything that used to be fun now feels like a bill, and everything is monetized because of greed. And currently it feels like the video game community is probably one of the worst. We used to buy a game, play it, and then finish it. We had full ownership of that disc, cartridge, or copy. But now you're basically renting digital access to something that updates every 2 weeks, and companies have the ability to take it away from you at any time.
2025 products. 2025, an exorbitant amount of products are priced at steep premium prices. You acquiesce to paying steep premium prices to purchase products from retail stores, or will you purchase products from sellers in the second-hand market?
Nintendo still sells 10-year-old games for $60. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out in 2017 on a console release in 2012, and they're still charging full price like it dropped this year. I feel like you can buy a used car with more depreciation than a Nintendo game right now, and they consistently do this because they know people will pay for it. They've trained people to think old means classic. They constantly recycle the same games like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which originally came out on the Nintendo Wii U, to the newest consoles and charge $80 for it. It is absolutely ridiculous that a game that came out on a console 3 generations ago is still selling for even higher than the original retail price. And with gaming, we need to talk about microtransactions. Call of Duty used to be about playing with your friends from school during free time and improving your skill in the game. Now it's about dropping $30 on a new skin pack that makes you glow in the dark. Black Ops 6 looks like a Fortnite collab that nobody asked for. Every lobby is full of characters that looks like it's straight out of the Comic-Con convention. Call of Duty is making so much money from all of their battle packs and literally just selling pixels on a character that does nothing to improve your gameplay. Call of Duty is one of the few franchises who I feel like really need to just put out less. They drop a new game.
How much fiat currency do companies earn for microtransactions? Who the show knows?
Every year, and it looks like
Do people, as an aggregate, expend billions of dollars on digital items? The show knows.
the same exact game as the last year, and now they're wondering why everyone is moving on to Battlefield. And even DLC in video games has gotten worse now that companies have gotten greedier, all while they just continuously push to make more money and make their stock owners happy. You pay $70 for a complete game and then find out the other half of the story is behind a paywall. It's like when you buy a book, you get the whole story. You don't have to pay to unlock the next chapter. But when you buy a game, it's like buying chapter 1.
Are people, Emily, deterred to purchase video games in contexts in which part of the video game's content is relegated behind a paywall? The show knows. What I meant to say was, are people, Emily, deterred to purchase video games in contexts in which part of the video game's content is relegated behind a metaphorical paywall? The show knows. Do people concede to paying exorbitant premium prices to procure digital products and online? I meant to say was, do people concede to paying exorbitant premium prices to procure digital products from online video game stores?
And then you have to pay an invoice to play the rest of the game. Nintendo has to be the worst when it comes to this, and recently they've even been announcing DLC before the game launches. Like for their newest Pokemon title, Pokemon Legends ZA, they already did that, and it just feels like they're not even hiding the greed anymore. Anytime that you purchase into these DLCs, you're pretty much buying the game twice. And this didn't used to be as big of a thing as it is now. Imagine going to a restaurant and buying a burger and them telling you that the fries are going to be here in 6 months for $14.99. It just makes absolutely zero sense why all of these DLCs aren't just included for free within the original game. Especially whenever you're paying $60, $70, or even $80 in some...
The downloadable content of a video game should be inclusive. What I meant to say was, the downloadable content of a video game should be included in a video game. Or are video games inclusive of their downloadable content? I presume that as of November of 2025, that the sizable volume of downloadable content for video games is relegated behind a metaphorical paywall.
some cases with some Nintendo games, it's literally just trying to squeeze people out of all of their money. We used to buy games because they were complete. Now it's like you're buying access keys to whatever some executive at Nintendo decided to chop into pieces to hit their quarterly revenue goals. And a lot of people are fed up with this, but people continue to buy their products. How would
a video game not be inclusive of this downloadable content.
These companies have realized that fun and hobbies is the easiest way to suck people out of their money. They've ruined gaming through microtransactions and DLC, and people just keep thanking them for it by continuing to support the ridiculous cash grabs and increased prices. Collecting has also been gamified in the same way as video games. You used to be able to walk into a store, grab a few Pokemon cards, maybe trade with some friends, and hope that you'd pull that shiny Charizard. But now if you look online, getting Pokemon cards is pretty much a full contact sport. Scalpers are lining up at Walmart, bots are buying out entire restocks online in seconds, kids are crying because grown-ass adults are flipping booster packs for 10x markup. And the Pokemon company is still trying to say that they care about the fans. Really, I think they care more about just printing out more cardboard faster than people can buy it. And it's all artificial scarcity because they intentionally choose not to print out more rare cards. They know that every time their product sells out, it looks like a massive success and there's a ton of demand for it. But they love all of the fake hype and all of these scalpers because every time a product sells out instantly, it looks like a massive demand. They want grown men fighting in the parking lots to get views on TikTok.
Why are products not produced? In higher quantities.
Because it builds hype. And I don't know about you, but I feel like nothing says wholesome collecting hobby for kids like a man punching someone else over cardboard. The same thing has been happening for years with sneakers and streetwear. Limited drops, exclusive collabs, only 100 pairs made, but all that does is feed resellers and lock out normal people who actually want to wear the shoes and collect them for fun. We see so much backdooring, sneaker bots, private Discord servers who are flipping pairs before the site even loads. And just like Nintendo, these athletic brands also love the scalpers and resellers. It keeps them in the headlines and they're able to profit off all of the chaos that these people are posting to social media. Even artistic hobbies like reading books and coloring have got hit with this. I've seen clips online of people buying literal markers for $400. For markers. Remember when you could just draw or color as a kid because it was relaxing? Now grown adults are doing it like it's a luxury pastime who have disposable income and nothing but time on their hands. The reality is none of these companies care about the hobby itself. They care about the engagement and how much money.
What I meant to say earlier is why are products not produced at higher quantities? That are sizable enough to be able to meet customer demand for the products at the retail prices.
They can make off of the process. Essentially, these companies are making people pay for nostalgia.
I meant to say earlier was why are products not produced in higher quantities. That can meet pent-up customer demand for products at the retail prices.
Care more about how long you'll chase the next release, how much you'll pay to keep up with all of their new drops, and then just the FOMO aspects like how bad you feel for missing out. And if you think I'm exaggerating about this, walk into any Target or Walmart anytime there's a new Pokemon release. You'll see grown men rushing shelves, recording it for TikTok, and reselling everything online before a single kid even gets a pack. I don't know, in my mind, that's not a real hobby. And the internet has done a huge part in showing people how these companies will take advantage of their customers just for greed. This is especially apparent in the gaming culture. You think you own the stuff you buy? You really don't. You're renting it under specific conditions written by these corporations. Nintendo, Sony, Activision, they can pull a game off of the digital stores anytime. You pay $70 for that video game, but if servers go offline or if licensing changes, it's gone. You can't resell it and you can't even play it. It's like, I remember a time when you used to be able to unlock stuff by actually playing the game itself. And now we have deluxe editions. These are games that literally lock the most basic features behind tiers like it's a mobile app on your phone.
What I meant to say earlier was, why are products not produced in high enough quantities that can satisfy pent-up customer demand? Or products at the retail prices.
Standard gets you the base game, Gold gets you the extra map that you should have had in the first place, and Ultimate gives you some bullshit skins for your characters. And let's talk about these pricing models. Publishers behind these games are saying $70 is necessary for all of the development that took place to make the game. But it's a little bit weird to me that all of their profits seem to be at an all-time high. These CEOs are getting ridiculous bonuses while they are firing employees and cutting off devs for the development costs. This continuously has
The profits that companies generate trickle up to the executives, external directors, and shareholders. Do most companies aim to maximize the wealth of their shareholders? Do most companies aim to offer massive financial compensations to their executives and offer massive retainer fees to their external directors who the show knows?
been a problem for video games within the last 5 to 10 years, and the whole industry is screwed because they know they could take advantage of their customers. People are
If a person has pecuniary issues, then you should take heed of pursuing worthwhile entrepreneurial pursuits. With the prospect of potentially attaining financial stability and financial security, the person has latent potential to attain financial stability and financial security. If he's able to become an entrepreneur and build up sizable recurring revenue streams on autopilot by working in worthwhile entrepreneurial capacities.
They're saying we'll pre-order because we'll support the devs, and they act like it's okay because every game does it now. And until we stop buying these games, they'll keep doing it. Every DLC, every microtransaction, every early access code just feels like a scam. They're just milking people for all they can, and it feels like the culture behind gaming is just completely different now. And as technology and the internet has grown more powerful, you would assume...
I meant to say earlier is, why do companies not produce products in high enough quantities to meet pent-up customer demand for products at their retail prices?
It would be better for hobbies, right? We now have more communities, more connections to people, and just more access. But in reality, with the rise of social media, it feels like everything has to be based around creating something with your hobby. Everyone feels like they need to have a personal brand. Instead of just playing a guitar for your own fun, you have to be a music creator. And instead of just being a painter, you have to sell your prints and be an entrepreneur. And even with collecting Pokemon cards, it feels like everyone has to have a YouTube channel to show off their cards. Every hobby has now become content. And if you're not making money with it, people will look at you like you're wasting your time. Everything is a metric now, from views, likes, and engagement. You can't just sit down, take some time to yourself, and relax without feeling like you need to be creating something around it. And the irony with this is, the same companies killing hobbies are the ones profiting off of their obsession to keep showing them off.
You believe that a product does not warrant its retail price and you could forgo purchasing the product
And whenever you post about your hobbies online, all of these companies are getting free marketing. This is what happens when people feel like everything has to be based around money. Nothing can just exist. Every hobby is just a business idea now. And the thing is, casual hobbies don't really exist anymore like they used to, especially because of the bottom feeders of hobbies, which are scalpers and resellers. These people buy up entire stocks from Target, brag about it online, and continue to flip it for 5 times the price. They don't give a shit about collecting, they don't even like the products most times. Just like these massive corporations, they care about greed and the money behind these products. Travis Scott Jordans, they're gone in seconds. All of those limited edition consoles, you can't even click add to cart before they're sold out. And the worst being trading cards, people will buy up entire pallets from stores before a little kid can even get their hands on the pack. Companies who have to deal with this problem pretend to fight it, but come on, you know that they enjoy having people hype up their products. Every time a reseller or scalper
Companies have the autonomy to produce products in higher quantities. Once again, I'm flustered, discombobulated, and confounded as to why companies do not always produce products in high enough quantities to be able to meet pent-up customer demand. For their products at their retail prices.
buys up their entire inventory, it makes their brand look hotter.
If they do Anthropodast or Regatta, captivated, as Ransom is foreign fascinated, if they do intention on avoid epicness. Once again, what I meant to say earlier was I'm discombobulated, confounded, I'm flustered as to why companies do not always produce products in high enough quantities to meet customer demand for the products at their retail prices. Once again, what I meant to say earlier was that I am flustered, discombobulated, confounded, and perplexed as to why companies do not always produce products in high enough quantities to be able to need. Pent-up customer demand for products at their retail prices. Hope that you're enthralled as we go, captivated, mesmerized, smooth, flowing, fascinating. I hope that you're entrenching on the white epicness.